Hi everyone, really hope you're enjoying the podcast. This episode is brought to you by Invisalign Clear Aligners. Do it for you and do it right. This sounds like a motto all of us goalkeepers know a lot about. I'm over halfway through my Invisalign journey and I've always been a bit self-conscious about my smile. I got a personalised treatment plan from a trusted doctor and the peace of mind knowing that Invisalign aligners are based on years of research and experience from millions of patients worldwide. But the improvements have been so much quicker than I could have imagined. I'm seeing my smile change weekly, like the Premier League table. Doing it right involves choosing the world's most advanced clear aligner system. The #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand, trusted by 16 million people worldwide. Do it for you. Straightening your teeth with Invisalign treatment means investing in yourself. Hand in hand or glove in glove, you get the expertise of an Invisalign provider. Now, let's dive back into the podcast. Still playing at the age of 42, which is just incredible. Currently at Tranmere, Joe Murphy, welcome, mate.
So got asked on an away trip what sort of badges I had, and that was it. And then, came to the end of the season and approached me about doing the dual role. I knew it was kind of the natural thing to do. The games I had last year, because you're kind of coming to the end, you enjoy them more, especially after the game. It was just like an emotion was coming over me.
Oh, the run backs are carry on though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I've got the odd yellow card doing that as well.
Dragging someone back. Yeah, nice.
But I love Tranmere. Like, it's the best move I've made, and it's the reason I'm still in football now. Had a bit of a disaster. Gave a pen away, and then Beckford done me from about the halfway line. These modern day young goalies, I think they're all the same. They all have everything.
They do.
Have a bit about them, don't they?
Bono.
You're joking me.
Bono's real name.
I should have known that, shouldn't I?
True Irishman would have known that.
What a save from Mark Howard.
Hi guys, I'm thrilled to share something with you today. The Mito Pro 300 from Mito Red Light Therapy. Been a game changer. As an athlete, I know the importance of peak performance and recovery, and that's why I rely on the Mito Pro 300 for its unparalleled benefits. Let's dive in to what makes the Mito Pro 300 remarkable. First off, it's all about power, and this device offers 300 red and near-infrared light benefits. These wavelengths penetrate deep into your cells, helping to jumpstart the natural process of recovery and rejuvenation. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about results. The Mito Pro 300 is designed for maximum efficiency. It emits light evenly and directly onto your body, ensuring every inch benefits from this therapeutic light. You might be thinking, why should I choose the Mito Pro 300? Simple, it's a game changer in a world of light therapy. The award-winning quad wavelength design, updated with remote control technology. Toggle up and down on the timer, reset unit settings, and operate multiple units with the same remote. If you're dealing with the aches and pains of an active lifestyle, or simply someone looking to improve your overall well-being, the Mito Pro 300 is your solution, and it's versatile. Use it for targeted spot treatments or full-body therapy sessions. The choice is yours, and the benefits are undeniable. Plus, it's easy to use. Just plug it in, set your treatment time, and relax. There's no steep learning curve, no complications. With the Mito Pro 300, you're not just investing in a device. You're investing in your health, your well-being, and your performance. Don't wait. Discover the incredible benefits of the Mito Pro 300 for yourself. Visit mitoredlight.com and take the first step towards a better you. Hit the link in the description below. Now let's dive back into this episode. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Yours, Mine, Away podcast with me, Mark Howard. Today I'm absolutely buzzing to have this guest on. I've been speaking to him for a while, still playing at the age of 42, which is just incredible. I know a lot of his former teammates that have spoke really well about you. A few laughs going on behind the scenes, especially Owen O'Connell. Currently at Tranmere, Joe Murphy, welcome mate.
Thanks buddy, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. Like I said, I've been trying to get you on for a while and now it's just trying to work out the logistics of you coming into the studio, but appreciate the effort you've made.
No bother, no problem. Yeah. The underground was a bit wobbly from me,
but
you said
that. That was the first thing you walked in and slated the underground. It was a bit dodgy.
I know. It's not, I think Coventry's the furthest I've ever been south, so it was a bit of a wobbly one, but I'm here anyway. It's just getting back now I'm a bit worried about.
True Irishman and a true English Northerner.
That's it, buddy. Yeah, we don't come down these parts very often.
Right. Obviously, like I said, I'm delighted to have you on that. Especially, I'm going to talk to you a lot about your transitional role that you're going through at the moment and that. like I said, at Tranmere, still second choice goalie on the bench every week, but also goalie coach. Was it a natural transition, or was it something that the club asked you to do and you stepped into that role?
Yeah, I think I've always, looking back when I was a young keeper, say me early teens or whatever, I always liked to analyse goalies. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know whether you were the same, but I always like to look at people's techniques and whatever. But yeah, as I got into me mid-30s, late 30s, you feel like, right, what's the next step? And then, yeah, got asked near the end of, so this is my second season now doing the dual role. So got asked on an away trip what sort of badges I had. And that was it. And I was like, what sort of a question's that? And then, yeah, came to the end of the season and approached me about doing the dual role. So I knew it was kind of a natural thing to do. Still felt like I could contribute, but, you know, just felt, yeah, I always wanted to give it a go.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just this is my second season into it now. So I'm enjoying it. You know, I've been through although it's only been, a year, nearly 2 seasons. I've been through 3 managers now at Tranmere as well. So that's been difficult. Being on the other side of things as a player, you just get in and out, you train and see you later, aren't you? But there's loads of different things you have to get involved. You're still part of the group with the players, but you have to find that balance.
I was going to ask you about, obviously, the change in managers and your role, because obviously when a new manager comes in, you still want to offer yourself as a first choice goalie because your mentality's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then you're also going, and I take the goalies.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's a hard one to...
Yeah, well, it happened last year. So we were there or thereabouts and we needed a good push towards the end. And Mickey Mellon came in to me and says, I'm going to take the goalie out and put you in. And I was like, okay. But I heard Brownie speaking about it. You know, when you've got that relationship and then they think, well, hang on a minute, you've just thrown me under the bus here. But I can understand how it happens, but you just got to get your players' head on then, you know. And I loved it. I think that the games I had last year, because you know you're kind of coming to the end, you enjoy them more, especially after the game. There was just like an emotion was coming over me, and just loved it because you're probably a bit more relaxed as well, you know. But it was difficult at the time, and then we got rid of our keepers, and then we're looking for another keeper. That was another eye opener to the. So I'm away. To be fair, I took advantage of last summer. I was away all the time, which I'm never usually like that, but nearly all the time. But we're looking for the keeper, so you're constantly on the phone, or you're by the pool and you've got no network and you have to run over. What about him? What about him? There's just names flying left, right, and centre. So that was an eye opener as well. Are
you doing the scouting sort of stuff as well? You're like, they're sending you clips and asking you to review it?
Yeah, have a little look and see what they're like. And then the manager really has a say. But to be fair, there were still 3 keepers come in and I wasn't even there to see them because I was away. Listen, that's just the way it fell. But yeah, it was grand. We ended up with Luke McGee and he's been different class for me this year. So it's you know, it was a good signing.
Yeah, you must have a great relationship now. Obviously, like you're saying, that you've got to have that close relationship, but you've also got to distance yourself as a coach. But that's a hard thing to manage. But I think obviously coming towards the end of a career and the later stages, you start to micromanage yourself and coach others naturally. I do it myself now at Wrexham. Like, I'm naturally like, if I see something, I'll say it, and I'm trying to help the others. Yeah. And I think you probably did do that transition, and now it's like you've taken that to the next step.
Yeah, I've always done it wherever I've been, especially kind of when I went into Coventry. What was I? Coventry 30 to about 33. Then I went into Huddersfield for about 4 years. I always asked Nick Colgan, and I always asked, if I'm working with the young ones, do you mind if I see something? And they're all for that, you know what I mean? Because if you're, especially if they think you're saying the right thing. So I've always tried to do that. And then I found relationships then as I've become a coach. People ask me, what are you like as a goalie coach? I don't know. What makes a good goalie coach? I really don't know the answer to that. Yeah. For me, I want my goalkeeper to be as relaxed and as ready on a Tuesday night or a Saturday as he can be. And for me, that you've done your coaching, okay, there's little things you have to look at if there's certain situations, or you know, what's his position like for crosses? Is he too high? You know, they come into and you can analyse that. But in regards to him feeling the best he can be, that's my job.
It's a human element.
That's my job.
100%.
Yeah, we can all kick a ball and we can all do that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just making him feel $1 million.
Yeah.
And I think I've done my job then.
Yeah, a goalie coach for me is the one that has your back the most. It's like no matter what happens in a game, you often have a manager or a player turns around. The first person they look at is a goalie coach going, what's he doing there?
Yeah,
and as long as
100%.
you're the person that goes, this is why, or he might be doing this because of this. Like that's a really good goalie coach for me.
Yeah.
Like because you've got the goalies back, you're working for that that department.
I think the thing is as well, they haven't been through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've been players or whatever, and players are defenders or whatever, midfielders, attackers. They know each other's roles. They don't know a goalkeeping role. They don't know how hard it is.
Yep.
So, you know, your union or whatever, we know because we've been there.
Yep.
We know how hard it is. We know what it's like when you're up there. We know what it's like when you're down there. So I think you're a good judge of character and you're a good kind of base to go off, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Right, I've got a couple of quick fire questions before we get into some of your career stuff. So catch or parry?
Catch,
Yep.
catch, yeah, 100%.
Tea or coffee?
Oh, God, mate, I'm mad into me coffee now.
Yeah, I can
not like all your, just like Nescafe will do me.
Oh, yeah.
None of these mad machines and all. No,
not a flat white man.
No, just give me an Americano.
No oat milk or that
no,
for you,
none
no?
of that stuff. Oh, my God, no.
Bonesy told me you'd be like that.
Oh, my God, you people ordering this. And if I ask for someone what do you want for a coffee and they give me this flat with ice cubes and all that, nah, you're all right, buddy, just get a normal.
Right, class. Play short or kick it long? Talking about you here. Not the coach. You.
I wish I was a younger goalie now because I really enjoy that part of the game. But I'd probably say in between.
Yeah.
Because I know you have to do both. You have to do both.
Right. Who's the best goalkeeper in the world right now?
I'll go for like an Allison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Liverpool fan, so
Has to be then.
I think for me, he wakes up in the morning, doesn't even brush his hair, rolls onto the pitch and just performs.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he needs much coaching. He's just a natural talent.
Yeah.
An
absolute powerhouse
yeah,
as well. When
he's a beast, and like I've been lucky enough to get to Anfield the other time, watch him warm up, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, some of the saves he makes. I know he makes errors, but listen,
we all do.
They're at the top level. But yeah, I'd go for him. I love Ederson as well. Ederson's top class, isn't he? But I think he might get a bit more to do, Allison, so you see him a little bit more shot stopping and stuff.
Right, then who's your favourite ever goalkeeper then? You must have had one growing up.
Not really, because I was an outfield player, wasn't I, till I was about 12, 13.
Can I ask you about that in a bit?
Yeah, I'm a red, but I love Schmeichel.
Yeah.
I think he did change goalkeeping, especially when we were looking at it, like being Irish and English or whatever. I think he changed goalkeeping. And I played against Casillas at a younger age, and then to see where he went on, you're like, this guy has won everything as a captain. Champions League, World Cups.
The longevity aspect as well.
Unbelievable, because I think we're in around the same age. I'm sure we are, because we played underage, under 16s, under 17s against Spain.
Yeah.
And then just to kind of see him, I think he commanded in the Champions League final up in Scotland. I'm sure that was his first. I think he was 18.
18 at the time.
Yeah, when Zidane scored that volley. And you're thinking, oh, he's come in. And then he just played for another 20 odd years for Real Madrid.
Yeah, incredible. Right, last question then. So last minute of a game, you can save a penalty or score a goal.
I'm going to have to score a goal.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like,
how can you not
save a penalty is great. Everyone jumps it, but score a goal. Because you can talk about that forever, can't you?
Forever. Imagine the after dinner speeches you're doing about your goal.
And like, you know, who was it, Jimmy Glass or something like that? He kept the whole club afloat.
At Carlisle, yeah.
Yeah, like, we've all done it. You've gone up, haven't you? And you have to chase back and all that.
The run backs are carry on though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I've got the odd yellow card doing that as well.
Dragging someone back.
Someone's heel or something, yeah. But no, it'd have to be scoring a goal, yeah.
Right, let's kick this off then with our usual sort of stuff. But like you're saying, you got into goalkeeping very late, like 12, 13 years old.
In a team.
Yeah.
In a team. So I have 3 older brothers.
Yeah.
So you're like...
Back garden goalie.
You're in goal. We had, where I lived back in Dublin, the houses were surrounded by a big green area, so it was perfect for us, man. Out you go, just kick the ball from, dusk till dawn. And I was the youngest, so I'm in goal, diving around. But I loved diving about.
Yeah.
But I was a fullback. I was a left fullback. But the team, the Sunday League I played for, were the best team in Ireland. We had, every one of them came to England, had not a career, but, come over as a YT or whatever. And Yeah, I think I was 12 and we had a tournament I was only talking about this the other day, tournament in Norwich called the Canary Cup. So top teams, invite only, top teams in Europe, whatever. And we were invited as well as a Sunday League team from Ireland.
It's incredible.
And we got to the final, but it was one of these, you play 7 games on one day and 7 games the next day, like the quarter semi-finals, all within like a couple of hours of each other. And our goalie got injured inside the quarters or something, and I dived in, got to the final. And then when we got back about a week later, my manager says, listen, do you want to stay in? And I just thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I wasn't like dying to do it. And then lo and behold, probably a year and a half later, I went on my only trial to Tranmere.
That's crazy, that.
And signed for them. I did have options to go otherwhere, somewhere else, but when I went on trial, I did so well, they rang the next day and like, we want to sign him. So I was like, do I go to the other places and then that's gone?
Yep.
Or do I just crack on? But I love Tranmere. Like, it's the best move I've made, and it's the reason I'm still in football now.
Yeah.
Is the 5 years I had at Tranmere to start with.
Yeah, because you was very young when you signed, obviously moving over from
Ireland 15,
as well.
Nearly 16, moved over with 3 other lads from the same team.
Right, okay.
So that helped. But they were gone maybe after a year and a half. But it was tough. It was tough, it was... So John Aldridge was the manager, tough manager, older pros, kind of sink or swim environment, the old school stuff, mid to late 90s. Jeez, that sounds bleeding a long time ago, doesn't it? And yeah, I just took to it. I just took to it, and lucky enough, it worked out for me. Yeah.
See, like the moving away from home aspects, grounding as well, when it makes you knuckle down almost. Yeah. Instead of having the comfort of finishing training and going
home. Yeah. We were in digs, so the 3 of us were in digs together, which it helped, but like you're talking forced. So we moved over in the side of June, July. You didn't budge, for the first 3-4 months, and then all of a sudden one way, do you fancy a couple of drinks or whatever? And then bang. But then you're like 16-year-old in the middle of Liverpool on a night out, and you're like, oh my God, this is... So it kind of relaxed you a little bit, but there was a drinking culture back then, so that all kind of helped to settle you in.
In a weird way, doing it that early kind of matures you quicker.
100%, yeah.
Because by the time you do get to 18, 19, and your own mates or your other teammates are going out drinking and doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, you've done it.
Yeah, no, I like, don't get me wrong, I like a drink, and I have liked a drink in the past, but really cut that down over the last 15 years or so. But then it was the culture was there, it was the way it was, and it did probably help you when I got into then my early to mid 20s. I kind of had enough of it. You know what I mean? I'd had enough of it, and then you kind of concentrate. You're getting a bit older, and then you start really concentrating more on trying to get that longevity, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but then obviously that stood you in good stead to now. Obviously, like you're saying, doing all that then, and then you're still 42, still training every day. You know what I mean? And still available for games. And so
looking back, you're probably thinking, but at the time, and now you're, as you said, you're creeping on. I've had to look after my body, don't get me wrong, but injury-wise, I've been actually quite lucky, especially over the last 4 or 5 years. But I've been pretty... I do try and look after myself in what I eat and whatever, but it wasn't always the case, believe me. But no, I enjoy it now, and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life, because I really do.
It's a lifestyle now,
trying to keep in good enough nick as I can.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to making your Premier League debut then, and saving a penalty against a not very well-known striker called Michael Owen.
It was a strange one. So I moved to West Brom. At the time I thought, is it the right move? I don't know. So I moved from Tranmere. They just been promoted to the Prem, and went in and was nowhere near it. I was like 3rd choice, 4th choice. And I thought, what have I done? Because I'd had a really good start from 18. I was right in the first team at the old Division 1 Championship level, and I was in, and there was I was getting a lot of plaudits, and there was possible moves, and then it kind of petered away. And then I had the chance to change agents, had the chance to go to West Brom, and was nowhere near it.
But it's an opportunity you can't turn down.
Yeah, I know. Looking back, I've no regrets at all. And went in. Gary Megson, the manager, tough manager, really tough. Seeing that on the first day of pre-season, I was like, oh my God. He was okay, but he was tough. He was tough with most people. And about 12, I think it was about 12 games in. It wasn't even involved in the squads or nothing. Big beast Brian Jensen was ill, and I travelled to Anfield, and then Holty, Big Russell Holt, got sent off, And then on I came, like I don't think I was even ready. You know, it was probably the best thing, you know, just on and guessed the right way, kept hold of it, down to 10 men, we survived till half time and then we ended up losing 2-0. But for me, being a Liverpool fan,
Incredible that.
was brilliant. And I think the fact that I didn't have to think about it. And I felt I did okay in the game. And then that changed things for me because then I was in the squad then.
Yep.
Had a bit of a disaster the next because he was suspended for a week, played Newcastle away, and I picked up, said it was a back pass. I don't believe it was a back pass. It was like a ball whipped in low into that, you know, corridor. And our fullback's kind of reached, slid, and it's his foot, and I've picked it up, and he's given a free kick. So like
he's intercepted a cross, and you picked it up
at the back post, and I've picked it up, and he's given free, and so it's an indirect free, so we're all on the line, and it just touched the shearer, and he smashes it in. I'm thinking, oh no, we end up losing that 2 or 3, whatever. But it helped me because I did okay in the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
So then I was in the squad.
Yeah.
But I was still nowhere near playing, but it was still a good experience. But lifestyle at the time probably wasn't great, wasn't good. I don't know. Maybe being away from, I had friends and whatever, regular friends on Merseyside, and then being away down in West Brom, I don't know, might have affected me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was a good start. I'd gone from going there and not playing to then after that being involved after that 12-game period then, which was great. Yeah.
So I was going to say, obviously, I think you're very similar to myself. Is once you start playing games, you get a real hunger for it, and you want to play every week. And then when you get removed from that situation, it's hard at first, isn't it? You have to adapt, and then you ended up moving a few clubs after West Brom, obviously, to try and get games. You went to Walsall on loan, and you obviously had a good spell. Signed for Sunderland, but didn't get the minutes that you wanted.
No.
And then went back to Walsall on loan. So you bounce around a bit, but you're just chasing the games. Yeah,
I think when I look back, I think I went so high so early. Like after, I think I went in at Tranmere, I just turned 18 and our form wasn't great, and Aldo made it and he put me in and the team just went like that. Yeah. And I didn't really do anything. Yeah. So I had Dave Chandler, Stockport manager, and Clint Hill, Stockport assistant. They were the 2 centre-halves. So whether they were thinking, we need to protect this guy because he's a young kid or whatever, and our form started to change. But I was getting a lot of the plaudits, and I was like, I'm not doing anything here. I'm like, no fucking saves, no real nothing. And got a lot of attention from clubs and whatever, and it didn't come to fruition, the moves or whatever. And then myself and John Achterberg were kind of in and out then the next season, then I kind of fell away. So I'd had that little peak and down at, say, 18, 19. Yeah. And then 2 or 3 years at West Brom, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah. So, I went to Walsall on loan under Paul Merson. Incredible guy. Real character. Still playing at the time, player manager, incredible player. He played with the outside of his foot the whole time. So he controlled it and played with the outside. Wow. I was like, I could imagine what he was like when he was like at the top of his game. Went there on loan to the end of the season. I still had a year left at West Brom, and Big Mick McCarthy rang me, goes, Joe, we're struggling. Mark Poom had got injured. He brought in Kelvin Davis, and Ben Annick had just started to, they'd just got promoted into the Prem. Yeah. He says, will you come up just as a bit of cover? And I thought, listen, a bit of a change. They put me right on the quayside in Newcastle on my own with a big relocation money, and I'm like,
it's only one thing to do.
Yeah, I'm like, right, I'm nowhere near the team. Listen, I'm not proud of it, but it was just the way it happened, and that was tough because we were struggling as a team in general. And then Mick came in one time, right, I'm changing up, I'm going to put you in, and I think the next day he got sacked. I was like, oh no. So nothing really materials. Went back to Walsall under Merce, got some more games in, and then I was like, right, what do I do now? What do I do? I'm 25. I've had no real game time. Well, I'd been on a couple of loans, but played maybe 30 games in 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I think I played 6 games overall at West Brom in 3 years. What am I doing? I need something. And lucky enough, a pal of mine was at Scunthorpe. I was like, don't get me to put a word in for me to come on trial or anything. Yeah. And that probably moved then changed my career for the good. Like
firmly, I remember you obviously for years at Scunthorpe. You firmly established yourself, but like you went on to get promotions, to win Golden Gloves. You went on to Team of the Years, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was a really successful period in your career, I suppose. As you
it was
look back.
strange. I kind of looked at Scunthorpe. I was like, oh God, look where it is. It's miles away. It's not a massive club. League One at the time, and looked where they'd finished. They just missed relegation. They were fine. Went in. We kept all the players, and myself came in and pre-season went whatever, and I was really enjoying it. You know, back I had number one on me back. Not that it really matters, but back then it was a big thing.
When you're trying to establish yourself as a number one, to get the number one jersey, just gives you that vote of confidence.
Yeah, I think so. And I just went in and I met Brian Laws, and he wanted to meet me face to face, and he's like, "What are you going to bring?" and blah blah blah. And I just had to kind of go, well, you know, I'm a good goalkeeper. I just haven't had, you know, much time on the pitch. So went in and I remember pre-season, and I just felt really good. You know, just nice to be part of that. And we struggled right at the start, first 4 or 5 games, and thinking, oh, we haven't won one. And then we just turned. We had 2 strikers, Billy Sharp, and Andy Keogh, as I'd call it, Andy Keogh. And we just had like an 11, really, that didn't change much. And we just romped the league. Yeah, you did. We romped the league, and it was... And again, I got a lot of plaudits because we'd gone from the same team as before, but we'd gone like to 25 clean sheets. And again, I'm not a shot-stopping goalkeeper. I'm a shouter on the ball and an organiser. That was my game. Yep. And I feel that's gone out of the game a little bit now with goalkeepers. And I think you don't have to be, you know, it's in you.
Yeah, it is,
You know, like to be a good shot stopper or whatever, you have to work on that, or to, you know, be good with your feet. You have to you can be blessed with it, but you can work on that. But you can use your voice.
100%.
And it doesn't matter if you're 17 and you're training with the older lads.
Any information, good information.
Yeah, I think they want 100%.
It also keeps you concentrated.
Yeah, I found when I was younger, I struggled to concentrate, and I just thought, right, I need to be more vocal. I'd be looking in the crowd and whatever. And I just felt, okay, that might have been the little bit of difference that they needed. Again, wasn't pulling saves out my arse, wasn't doing, just organised. And we seemed to, I think we won about 8-9 games, 1-0. You know, so that's massive, isn't it? And yeah, it was a great Scunthorpe. I know I was there for 5 years, but it was really, really good. Great time. So we got promoted, then relegated, then promoted, and then we stayed in the division, which was probably the best, you know. And then my contract was up, and I was kind of close with Westy, Kieran Westwood. And he's like, oh, he's getting a move. And then I was like, oh, he's moving from Cov. I wonder if there's anything at Cov for me then. And then Andy Thorne was the manager, and I used to be his boot boy back in the day at Tranmere. No, I heard kind of rumblings that they might be interested, so that was the next step for me, going to Cov. Like,
yeah, because obviously the Scunthorpe one, the club weren't ever run great anyway, and obviously when it comes to negotiations and stuff like that, if someone else is interested in you because of how it was run, your eyes are gonna you're getting turned your head, aren't you?
Yeah, it was. Do you know what? Looking back financially, at the time, Scunny were paying some decent dough, like, and I'd gone in on a basic, and then, you know, as we got promoted, wasn't too bad. But then when we got promoted back, and then I stayed in the champ, it was good money. And then my contract was up, so he probably couldn't afford to keep me. We did get relegated again that year from the champ, and that's when I moved on. I moved on at 29, 30. I think I just turned 30, and I went to Cov.
And you ended up playing a good amount of games.
I missed 1 league game in 3 years, so I
signed
a 3-year deal. Played near enough every game. That was difficult going into Cov, because when I arrived, a lot of players went, and only myself and Chris Dunn, another goalie, came in. So I thought, oh, there's something not right here, which you've seen with Cov over the last 10, 15 years with the owners and the moving grounds. I kind of seen that, and we got relegated that first year, and we stayed in the Rico the following year, but it was the next year when we went into, we had our embargo and whatever, and then we had to move to Sixfields.
Sixfields, Northampton.
Which was strange, because we had no home fans. But away we had thousands.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So they kind of boycotted it, and it was difficult. That was difficult, you know. We're still getting paid, which is a good thing, but to play at home, not your proper home, in front of no fans, So, you know, they were up on the hill, you know, the grass hill. Some of them would be there.
Just boycotting it,
yeah,
basically.
just boycott. But then you'd go away. I remember MK Dons, I think we had 6,000. You know, it was great because it's such a great club. And it's great to see them back where they are. But it was a brilliant club. Really, really good club. Yeah, I enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, and obviously we only have to briefly talk about like Huddersfield and Chesterfield and stuff like that. But like I said to you before about like you wanting to go and play games and still carry on doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like every move that you did make was with the intention of I'm going to go and embed myself in games again. Yeah,
I think so. I think going into Huddersfield was, I was out of contract at Cov. Mark Robbins had gone to Huddersfield. He had me at Cov and Huddersfield, and he goes, Joe. So I was like I was in between, and I thought, I'll go. Alex Smithy's number 9, different class. Like really,
class for Huddersfield.
Different class. He was similar to me because he started young, and then you go in and you see people train. For me, it's all about a Tuesday and Saturday for me as a goalkeeper. That's what you're judged on. Is it good to have good hands? Is it good to have move well and train well? It is. I do agree with that, to keep your sharpness. But for me, it's how you look on a Tuesday and a Saturday. And I walked in, I thought, oh my God, who's this guy? He was brilliant.
Was he?
But he was also brilliant in the game. And I had a really good relationship with him. So I kind of knew my role then. Managers came and got, Mark Robbins went after about 2 games. So I was like, oh God. Managers came and went. There was an interim. Who else came in? Chris Powell, he was a brilliant guy because he used to room with Dean Kiley at Charlton. So he was really good with the keepers. He was a good guy. And then Smitty's got his move to QPR, so I thought, but there was no manager at the time, so Mark Lillis was caretaker for a couple of games. I played, and then David Wagner came in, and he loved playing out from the back, and I love playing out from the back. I love that sort of football. I think I'm pretty comfortable at it. And he put me in the team first game, and I thought, perfect, this is really good. He came in just at an international break, so we had a week away, and played Sheff Wednesday away, and I ruptured Mark Hudson gave me a bit of a short back pass, and I came out and bang, ruptured all my ankle, and then that was kind of it. They brought someone else in and played. It's fine. That's neither here nor there. I think they offered me a new year. I think 2 days after I needed shoulder reconstruction, so that didn't go down really well. They thought I'd maybe tried. I didn't. It was just at me a little bit. But I just went to see a specialist just for a checkup, and like I was in there like 30 seconds. Like, nah, you need keyhole surgery, Bob. So I was out for, I don't know, that was probably my worst injury. He did say to me, "How long are you going to play for?" I was probably 34 at the time. We can do different things. We can fill it, and you just crack on for 6 months, or you can get the whole thing done. I was like, no, I feel good enough. Let's just do the op, and it's the best thing I've had done. You know, it's the best thing I've done. Went to Chesterfield for 1 game. Playoff semis, had a disaster.
I remember the game.
Yeah, had a disaster. I probably wasn't in the best state to play when I got the phone call. I was at Chester Races because the season was over. I was fine, but I had to go training the next day. Chesterfield back. Had a bit of a disaster. Gave a pen away, and then Beckford done me from about the halfway line, which I'm fine with that one. That one's fine because you're in the right position. You just looked up and pinged it. But anyway, that didn't go down very well. And then...
See, like, from a different point of view, going in out of the blue, not knowing many of the team at all, would you? You'd have known a couple of the teammates, but then like to get thrown in such a big game for a club, it's difficult.
Yeah, I felt fine. We were 1-0 down from the first leg, and I remember Clucas. Is it Clucas? The lad that went to Stoke.
Sam Clucas.
Yeah, he had a great chance early on to make it 1 each.
Yep.
And Preston had a good side at the time. And they scored just before half-time, 2-0 up. And you're kind of chasing then. And then I think I gave a pen away, made a bad decision, came kind of high and wide. Never got there. Actually went with my feet and tried to pull out
your arms,
and Johnson, with the lad with the dreadlocks, went over. I thought, scored. Beckford scored, I think, and then late on, I think he looked up and done me for the halfway line. So that I don't think the Chesterfield lads probably ever forget me for that. I don't think we could have won the game, but still, for me as well, I'd be in a Huddersfield. I'm thinking, right, this is a chance to get in the shop window again.
Yes.
That was the last game of the season. Then the following season, that's when I got my shoulder done. and it was probably December time. Berry rang me. Can you come in? And I just broke my finger. I've never had any problems with my fingers ever. I don't tape anything.
You're not now?
Never. I look at keepers and they're like 50 minutes doing this. And I'm like, what are you doing? Do you do it?
I do, yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know what the story is with it, like doing this. And
I take my feet, like a couple of my fingers up
maybe
each
because
side.
you've damaged them.
Yeah,
I've never really damaged them. And someone hit a bit of a swear when I hit me right in the finger. And I dislocated one and broke the other. And I got a phone call the next week, Joe, will you come to Berry? And I thought, perfect. League One, get back in the game. And I said, can you give me till the end of January? Like, they were struggling. And he's like, Joe, I don't know if we can. That's like 6 weeks away.
Yeah.
Fair play to me, held on. I went in the last day of January and thought I'd bounce into the team. And he's like, no, you're on the bench. I was like, you know what I mean? And
held off for 6 weeks trying to get myself fit, just forcing myself.
Yeah, it was fine. He just said, listen, didn't think you're ready. I was still on, it was on loan from Huddersfield. I was like, yeah, fine. We went to Shrewsbury, lost. Then he put me in and I got 2 clean sheets on the bounce. And he hadn't had a clean sheet for 20 something games. Again, didn't really do it. Like, I don't,
just
it's
timing,
not my game. It's just like, but it was organised and we played 3 at the back, organised. And we survived. We stayed up because we were sinking a bit. And the chairman really liked me, really got on me, and offered me a deal. And it was brilliant. So went in. The whole palaver with Berry was quite, with chairmans and whatever. This chairman leaving, that it was just crazy. But we thought we were getting promoted. We signed Beckford. We signed really big.
You had an unbelievable squad at the time.
Great squad,
unbelievable squad.
Brilliant squad. We went to Marbella. We're all in La Cala, this singing and dancing thing. We're getting promoted and we actually got relegated.
Yeah.
And I got injured that season as well. So that was tough. And obviously what happened at Berry was to do what we did to get promoted from League Two was incredible, considering like we weren't getting paid, and Lowy, fair play to him. Just we had good pros though.
Yep.
Nicky Adams,
Nicky, what a player.
Stephen Dawson, Jay O'Shea, Nicky Maynard, Danzy, Neil Dans. So we were all the core group, older statesmen, but were kind of worked hard, we were battled.
Drove standards as well.
And it was tough, like, don't get me wrong, but to get promoted it was bittersweet for me. It happened at Tranmere and we only needed a draw and then we drew and it was, dressing room was a mess, still a mess now today. And then I just hit the biggest lull and the lads went out for about 5 days on the sauce and I'd be the first one there.
Yeah.
I couldn't comprehend it. I was kind of a bit angry then, and then, the season just, the off-season just went on and we all had to go our separate ways then and go to a different club.
Yeah, it was crazy. Obviously, the stories that come out from like Callum McFadden and Owen O'Connell, there's loads of players that obviously got burnt in it. Dawes.
It was different, yeah. Dawes was like, lads still had a year left on good money, So it was difficult for them and then we were trying to chase the money and lads went here, there and everywhere. It was disappointing, because we probably could have given it a little go, and Shuey was there, Stephen Schumacher and Lowy, and they were doing brilliant. We were doing brilliant at the time, and to keep that core would have been excellent. But unfortunately, it's happened in football, and hopefully it doesn't happen again to another club. But it was. It's
more than likely to at some point.
It is, and I watch Berry now, and they're back and whatever, and they're getting like 3,000. It's brilliant
really
to see. It's great to see. Like, it's brilliant.
Another one in former club, Scunthorpe, trying to turn it back around.
Yeah.
And obviously, I've had clubs Scunthorpe myself, but Blackpool, sometimes it's through adversity, the team does better.
Yeah.
And the team sticks together more.
Yeah.
But then after that first year of that, it's only so long it can maintain.
You can only ride on that, can't you? That kind of togetherness or whatever, and then it comes probably a bit like what happened actually when we got promoted. For me, I was just buzzing. My kids were there, kids on the pitch. Because it was local for me, Tranmere, and I was like, I knew I was getting old. I was 38, whatever, and I just thought, this is brilliant. Got in the change room, the kids were in there, drink everywhere, and then, boom, I just didn't feel it. You know what I mean? And I thought, I've just been promoted. I think I got in team of the year. How I got in team of the year, I will never know. We were winning like 5-4, 4-3, conceding goals left, right, and centre. You know what I mean? But we just had a bit of fun. We had like.
It's probably that though that you was able to express yourself. Like you're saying, like playing out from the back.
We were just total. Like if you score 3, we'll score 4. We had the players to do that, and no, it was great. Looking back, it was a really good experience. But But yeah, that was good times. It was really good times at Bury, even though the way it ended.
Yeah, and then obviously back to Tranmere then.
Yeah, I had a year at the COVID year at Shrewsbury.
Yeah, Shrewsbury.
Because we were all looking for clubs.
Yeah, it was a
And we're
struggle
like,
that
what am I
year
doing?
for everyone.
So Lowy says to me, do you want to come down to Plymouth? And my wife was due probably in the September. And I was like, I can't be down there. I can't go down to Plymouth. I would love to have gone. But then Big Beast he needed a new club as well, went to Shrewsbury. And she says, Joe, do you want to come down? I thought, looked at kind of geographically, I thought, it's not too bad from where I am. About an hour and 20. And went there. Number one short of me back. They brought in Max O'Leary, who was outstanding, by the way, and you can see he's in the Bristol Sea. I thought he was just these modern day young goalies. I think they're all the same. They all have everything.
They
have
do,
a bit about them, don't they? And laid back kid, really good. I got injured in pre-season out in Portugal, doing just jogging backwards, and I just felt like a proper old man. I just fell backwards, and felt my ankle go. I was like, what has that got it scanned over there? Or X-rayed maybe. Oh, there's a break. And I was like, no. Boo. I said, no, get me home. I'm not hanging around here. It was a little bit in the middle of nowhere. I didn't want to stay.
Yeah.
Ended up not being as bad as it was. I think we had it scanned, but I was still out. Max started the season, and I thought he was different class. He was brilliant. And then COVID hit. We all finished, didn't we? And then I was 3-4 months, everyone was just doing whatever. And I just contacted Tranmere. I said, listen, I'm local. Went in there, and still there now.
Still there now. You've obviously got a real love for the club, and that, like you're saying, that you started your career there, and it looks like you'll probably finish it there.
Yeah, I think like I said, the 5 years I had was brilliant. The grounding was, you're young. It was the old school, just coming out of the old school into the kind of the new style of football, the new breed of football, and the new background and the way it is, strength and conditioning and all that. But Tranmere's there's a real togetherness about the club.
It's a good little community club.
Yeah, it's a great club. It's passionate. We want to be back to where we were in mid 90s, 2000s. Stadium's good. Training ground's excellent for our level.
The pitch is incredible.
Yeah, it's a great pitch. We spent a lot of money on that, I think, with the cup run a few years ago. And Parky's there, myself, Parky, Alan Morgan. These are coaches that have played when I played, and they're all still in the club.
Yep.
It shows that it's a great place to work. Obviously, working back with Nigel again now is great for me. He's an ex-player as well. It's a great place to work. It really is. I'm really, really enjoying it. Yeah.
Right, good. Right, I've got a quiz for you now. Huge shout out to Forged Irish Stout for being part of this podcast. Listen to that beauty. An unbelievably smooth, creamy stout by Conor McGregor, the UFC legend. Not here to take part, but here to take over. Forged Irish Stout is on a mission to become the biggest Irish stout. Conor McGregor has taken over the whiskey game. Now he's about to take over the stout game. Me and my guests will be enjoying a few cans in the next few episodes. If you fancy checking it out too, make sure you hit the description below and find out where you can get Forged Irish Stout. Forged Irish Stout will be available in Asda nationwide come August. Let's get back to the podcast. Called Goalie or No Goalie. I don't know if you've heard it before, but it's a bit of a play on words.
So it's make up ones, yeah?
No, so I've got 5 goalkeepers that are actually, what I've done is change it for you. I've got 5 current Premier League goalkeepers that might be second or third choice.
Getcha.
And I've got 5 other names. So it could be celebrities or made up names.
Goalie or not a goalie.
Goalie or no goalie. Right, so it's 1 point for each correct answer. Right, you ready?
Yeah, go on, yeah.
Number 1, Paul Hewson. These could be second, third, fourth choice goalkeepers, just to let you know.
No.
Not a goalie? He's not a goalie. Do you know who Paul Hewson is? Bono.
You're joking me.
Bono's real name.
I should have known that, shouldn't I?
True Irishman would have known that.
Yeah, but it's not Hewson. How are you spelling that?
Hewson.
Yeah, but that's not Irish, is he? He's from proper Dublin as well. Hewson.
Big Bono, mate.
Sorry about that, Bono.
Right, number 2, Carl Anderson Jr. Names are to throw you, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of the junior. So he's obviously got a dad that maybe Yeah, I'm going to say keeper.
He's not a goalkeeper. It's fashion designer Michael Kors. See, the names will throw you, wouldn't they? Sounds like it could be a good goalie, though. Carl Anderson Jr.
Yeah. Sounds like his dad could have
Yeah.
played and he's just taken his name, maybe.
Right. Number 3, Alte Bayindar.
That's just a guess, isn't it? I'm going to have to say he's a keeper because the first two weren't.
He is a keeper. He is the number 2 goalkeeper for Man United.
Oh, my God. You probably should know that, shouldn't you? What's his name again?
Alte Bayindar.
Where's he from?
He signed from a club in Turkey, I think. Yeah, he's on the bench for Man United week in, week out. It's hard, this, though. It's the names that throw you.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
My pronunciation
you probably
doesn't
see it
help.
written down and you might
100%.
think, yeah.
Right, number 4, Jose Bandera.
No, that's not a goalie.
He is not a goalie. He changed his name. He's actually Antonio Banderas.
Do you know what I was just about to say? I bet he's like in some Mexican movie.
Yeah.
Like in,
So his real name is Jose Antonio Bandera, and he literally just dropped the star and added an S.
I like it.
It's class. Right, number 5, Thomas Strakosha. Thomas Strakosha.
No.
He is a goalie. He is the Brentford goalkeeper. He's on the bench at the moment.
Right, okay.
Right, number 6, Bart Verbruggen.
Keeper.
He is a keeper, yeah.
He's Dutch or something, is he?
He's the Brighton keeper. Him and Steely play like 1 week in, 1
my
week
God,
off.
That's what I mean. Like,
But it's the names throw you
Yeah.
off when you run a quiz. It's also the pressure.
I probably should have known by the second name, though. to be
Verbruggen,
fair.
yeah. I think Dutch, isn't he? Right, number 7, João Virginia.
Yeah, he's the lad at Everton, isn't he?
He's the lad at Everton, yeah, he is. Flying now. 3 more to go. Everton goalkeeper. Right, number 8, Aaron Sturtevant.
I'm trying to look at his laptop before he turns it. Aaron what?
Sturtevant.
How many have I had?
I'm not turning.
How
you.
many questions have I done?
You've done 7 questions.
Go on, we'll go keeper.
He's not a goalkeeper. Watch Breaking Bad? Aaron Paul.
Yeah, I know. I recognise his face.
Yeah. Actor Aaron Paul. See the names. That could be a goalie's name, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sturtevant.
could be, yeah.
Good name. Number 9, Mariak Rodak.
Yeah,
You know that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Obvious one.
Yeah.
6 so far. Like last one, Peter Hernandez.
Peter Hernandez. I'm saying no.
He's not a goalkeeper. That's Bruno Mars.
Oh my God.
Hernandez, what a goalie name.
No, that's why I thought Hernandez. I don't think that would be. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Did all right
7
there.
out of 10, mate. You've
That's
done
not
really well
bad.
there. That's good going, that.
10 guesses. I've done all right. No, there was 2 probably I knew. The rest of them hadn't got a clue.
Yeah, mate. They're not meant to be.
No.
Once
If
you
see
put
them
it in a
written
quiz
down-
as well.
Yeah.
See, if you saw them on the back of a shirt, all
Yeah.
of them, you'd go, that's not a goal,
Yeah.
that's a goalie.
Yeah,
Like 100%.
exactly.
Right, I want to talk to you about gloves now. We've talked a little bit about this off air. You're not currently with a glove brand.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not at the moment, no, but if anyone's out there wants to throw a 42-year-old keeper a few pairs of gloves, I might raid your
Yeah,
shelf,
let's just
actually.
raid the closet. It's doing all right. Obviously, over the years, you've worn plenty of different brands and stuff like that. Is there anything that you always look for in a pair of gloves? I know you.
No.
At the back end of your career, it's who will give you gloves,
Yeah.
but during your career, are you quite happy to just?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm really not too fussed, to be honest. Sometimes you get sent a pair and you're like, oh yeah, you like the roll fingers, you like this, and then you train with a pair of negative, and you're like, oh, I like them,
Yeah.
and then you'll change. But honest to God, I look after my gloves.
Yep.
That's one thing I do. Wash them every day, keep them damp, just to keep them. I've never been one to kind of go, oh, I'll go through 60 pairs. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy the fresh pair and rinse them. I'd rather just try and keep a pair as good as I can and keep them for as long as possible.
But you would have had a match pair and a training pair. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have obviously trained in a pair and then kept.
No. But so I'll have the match pair. I'll keep them probably as damp as I can.
Yep.
And then dry them out on the day. So as soon as I finish a game, I'll shower them and wash them, and I'll rinse them a little bit, but they'll still be quite damp.
Yeah.
Just to save them, and then it depends if it's cold. My hands get cold. If I know it's going to be cold, I'll try and dry them out a little
Yep.
bit. But in regards over the years, no, I'm not really too fussed.
As long as you look
Never
after
too
your
fussed.
tools, they'll look
Yeah.
after you, wouldn't
I
they?
was never too. You get people, oh yeah, that doesn't fit. I'm like, just come on. That's why I don't take my hands up and all. does it really help? I really don't know. Is it more for show?
Or is it just a psychological thing?
Maybe it might be. And then when younger ones see older ones do it, I've never really got, and I've only got small hands as well. Like I don't.
What size are you?
You offering? I used to always be 10.
Yeah.
But now I've found gloves are a little bit tighter now, aren't they? A little bit more.
They're not small hands.
No, but I'm not probably a 10. I'd say I'm probably a 9.
Yeah.
9.5 usually. But nah, I've floated around loads. I'll tell you what I did. I wore Cell Sport. Do you remember Cell
the old
Sport?
Cell Sports, yeah.
Yeah, I wore them for probably the longest from, I think I started wearing them at West Brom for about 2 years. And then all of my scunny career, I'm sure, every picture I see anyway, I'm in Cell Sport.
Yeah. Do you have is that like a nostalgia thing when you look back and you go, oh, I used to actually love that pair of gloves?
I did love them.
Yeah.
I loved them because it was just the one, I think they weren't complete roll, they were like in between.
Yeah.
But I think that was before all the different ones came out anyway.
Yeah, I only ever remember there being a flat palm or a roll finger.
I think that was it, yeah.
And then they brought in that negative cut.
Yeah, and then you can have different ones
the
and different
hybrids
fingers. I'm like all over the place. But yeah, I really enjoyed them because they fit well. They came right up here, like.
Yeah, good strap on them, I remember.
Yeah, really good, and they were comfortable, and they were tight, quite tight, but not too tight, if you know what I mean. But yeah, like some of the gloves now, I'm like, oh my God, how do people wear them?
Yeah.
But I'm not really that fussed. I never really was, to be honest.
I always say this to people: as long as you're happy, and it's kind of a look the part, play the part. If you're happy in them and you think that you feel good in them, they're the best gloves.
I did like a white pair though.
Yeah, white pairs are so
white
boots, white gloves.
White boots, white gloves. That was me. Only because I was like getting old and I thought, I need to feel young a little bit.
Yeah.
So I love white gloves, and I remember Cellsport said, we will give you a plain white, there'll be nothing. And I thought, lovely. And I had them for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then when Under Armours came in, or Skins, I used to roll my sleeve up.
I did as well until that came out.
I'd put my thing over it because sometimes I'd have my name, and I didn't like my name on my gloves and all that. I didn't. So I used to just do that. But now I do it all the time. I've done that now for about 10, 15 years. But now the short sleeves things going, I said, I'm Irish, I'm like white as anything. I can't wear short sleeve. Never been in the gym. I can't. So I wear an Under Armour and I'll put it over it, but it doesn't look the same because I always like the white one.
Yeah.
White Under Armour, and I just pull the sleeve up to about
little
there.
bit, yeah.
So it looked like I was white. It was white all the way, the gloves and the Under Armour with me white boots. And I thought, that'll look nice. But now the cut-offs have killed me off.
See, you're saying about white boots as well. Talk to me about white boots because I have exactly the same opinion on this.
Yeah, I just feel, I think they look nice on the eye. It makes me feel young. I don't know what it is.
You've got half a yard of pace and you can jump higher in white boots. See, when I put on a black pair of boots, I naturally think of school shoes or wellies.
Yeah, or like when you were under 10s or whatever. But yeah, I love white boots, all white boots. Whatever I could get, but then some of them aren't great. Like for instance, I bought the Mizuno ones. I didn't buy them. My agent got me them, and they were beautiful. But they were like leather, and I love leather boots. They can't be like the plastic ones, but they were so soft. They just went after a month or two. And I got the new the Tiempos, the white Tiempos. I love Tiempos. I think 2-3 years ago they just had plain white Tiempos. They were my go-to. I wish I had just bought
50
10 pairs.
Yeah, you need
just
that
to keep me going. And I'm the same with boots as I am with gloves. I don't switch, and just a pair of matches and a pair of mold trainers, and I'd probably have 2 of each maybe. No, I'd have one set of one match boot and maybe 2 training boots, and that'd be me. Like I was never into semi-loads. Just wasn't for me.
See, I can't wear wet boots or wet gloves. I just don't. I feel like they're a bit baggier, and I feel like they don't fit as tight. So as soon as like I wash a pair of gloves, I like to dry mine out naturally.
Yeah.
But then like wear them dry, and then in a game they'll pick up the moisture, and they will like recondition themselves.
Yeah, I think I leave mine, so I kind of
wring them out,
and I put them straight in my glove bag. I don't hang them around like that. So when I take them out, I can still wring them, and they're still wet.
Yeah.
But then over the last few years, I've thought, it's getting too cold. But if there's a rad, I'll throw them on the rad for 20 minutes in the change room or whatever. If there's not, I'll just wrap them in a towel and stand on them.
That's the best trick.
Yeah, really get rid of the heavy dampness. But I like my gloves to be a little bit moist rather than going out on them dry and then making them wet, because I don't know. But it's never really been a big bugbear of me or anything like that.
Right, let's get onto the coaching then. You've started your own academy now in and around Liverpool.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, that was through COVID. A couple of people got on, kids are off school, would you mind taking a couple of sessions down the park? And I did it, and it took off. I was like, oh no, I don't know if I'm ready to take that kind of step as of yet to really commit. And just thought, listen, I'll set it up. You know, Joe Murphy goalkeeper. That's him. To be honest, I've been doing it for 2.5 years. I haven't fully committed to it.
Yeah.
I do like Monday sessions, 5 to 6, I'll do a big open session for 25, 30 kids. I've done plenty of one-to-one stuff. I do camps, but I do want to develop it.
Yep.
And over the last few weeks, I've kind of recruited some coaches. I'm rubbish on social media.
I was just about to talk about this.
I'm rubbish. Like I am clueless. And like my wife's always like, Joe, you need to do this. You need to post that. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
And people are helping me out. People who are better at it. I'm clueless. Like phones, they don't really interest me. I've got like an iPhone 6 or something like that. It doesn't really appeal to me. But I love the local coaching. I love it. It's great seeing working from younger ones that are just starting out.
Yep.
To like teenagers that are got
a good chance.
You can really have a real good session with them. You could go in and do the same session as I do with Luke with some of them. And I just like to make it fun. Like
That's
it's a bit of fun,
be.
especially for the young ones. Bit of fun, bit of footwork, loads of dives, whatever, and then you can assess. Then I'm like, that kid can be pushed a little bit more, and then you can alter the session. But yeah, it's something I want to do going forward, and I'd love to make it big.
Yep.
I was listening to Brownie, and he started off, and he's ahead of me. Like
him and Simon Eastwood have got a really established one.
Yeah, and like you said, he's got his badges, and I do believe. I believe as a goalie coach in the professional game, I don't think you have to have played the game. I'm not saying you have to play the game, but for the mental side, which is 90% of goalkeeping, you have to have been in that situation.
100%.
And it's difficult. And I'm not saying, you can't be a classroom goalkeeper or a coach in general. I'm not saying that. But for goalkeeping, I think it does help that you've been through that situation and your goalie's having a bit of a lull, or I think you need to know where he's at
100%.
mentally.
You need that bit of empathy to know the situation that he's going through, because you've gone through it yourself.
Yeah.
I think it only takes a goalkeeper that's played to understand that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not saying, listen, you can't you have your A license or whatever, and you can't be. I'm not saying that, but I do think it helps. And that's why, like you said at the start, when like you get managers, coaches, can he do better? Because they've never played in that position.
Yeah.
It's a unique position, whereas they've played outfield, although one might be a striker, the manager, and another manager might have been a defender. It's difficult as well because they've never played in that position.
Yeah.
But a goalkeeper is completely different.
Yep.
So, but yeah, in regards to coaching, I love it. I'm doing it tonight, going back up, in the next train back up to the Wirral to do a group that has been part of another group, but they've come away and they're going to do some stuff with me. So I've got some really exciting coaches come on board. I want to make it fun and bubbly and when I say elite, not elite, but I wanted to grow. Brought a young girl on goal, young girl coach on board last week, which is great,
Yeah.
I love the girls that come to the sessions are brilliant.
She's a Wrexham goalie as well, isn't
That's
she?
right, yeah. She's done a bit of coaching in the past and she wants to continue. So I said, come on board because I want to try and build it.
Yeah.
So and the Wirral's a hotbed for football, So I'm enjoying it.
Is that just obviously the location of it is a lot of the younger kids it's a great way of them not getting in trouble on the Wirral as well. Mm-hmm. It's like send them to football coaching camps and develop them, because obviously there's a lot of talent that comes out of Wirral as well.
Yeah. I think what helps me as well, because I've been at Tranmere before, all the dads remember me, all the old fogies, and now the younger ones, they're at the games. They're at the games. So I think that helps. But yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do.
Yep.
I love being around kids. I love messing and developing them and all that. So with the coaches on board as well, now I want good coaches, good bubbly, qualified coaches that enjoy doing it. And I've done Monday night sessions. I do it in 6-week blocks, and I've done it for 2.5 years. I've never missed a session.
Yeah,
and
that's incredible.
Even if I might have missed one or two when I'm on holiday or something, but And I've always said, I'm going to take a step back tonight and oversee 2 minutes. I'm in there diving around because I can't do it. I want to be involved. But something I really want to, get going and develop over the next year to 18 months if I can,
Yeah. Oh, well, obviously, we'll make sure that all your socials are tagged and that. Something
do me that favour, will you?
It's something that you need to improve on, definitely.
I know. I'm like, I only literally got my own Joe Murphy personal like a week ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm clueless, absolutely clueless.
What badges have you done?
I've done my B, so I had to do my B outfield.
Yes.
I did that up in Scotland. Up in Largs, that was an experience.
Yeah.
I think there's about 80 people. But I loved the badges. I listened to Brownie and he said he found it was a real eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
Because as players, we've been in sessions. We've never done sessions.
Yes.
We've never created sessions. But I loved it. I did my B in Scotland. I did my B goalkeeping with the FA and I did my A with Republic of Ireland. So I've been all over the place.
Got to taste a bit of everything.
That was through Zoom, my A licence goalkeeping, which was difficult. It wasn't an in-house thing. We did a couple of days, maybe 2 Christmases ago when I went over and did it. But
would you have had to have logged a lot more coursework then? Obviously, your own stuff, and prove that you've done your own coaching. And...
which was difficult because like I said, I'm rubbish with all that. And then the 2 days we had, it was by Dublin Airport. We came in, paired us up, and it was like we had to do, a game or analyse a goal. He was actually the Irish goalkeeper, female goalkeeper. And we had to analyse our game, and I was like, I'll do the talking, you do the computer stuff, because I'm rubbish. But I really enjoyed it, because you got different, I think I was the only professional there that was on it, but you got other people that are grassroots, and they're brilliant. I loved listening to them and their ways and their way about and the way they talk about football. And they're probably looking at me going, wow, like he's on the course. But yet you've got more probably experience of coaching than I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but they want to get to where you are.
Yeah.
Where it's probably easier for us.
Yeah, of course.
But I loved it. I loved each badge that I did. I just thought it was a really big eye opener. Like.
And then you've got a Q&A evening with Rachel Laws, the Liverpool goalkeeper.
Yeah, more things like that. I think I want to get involved in. Just with the two of us being experienced, I've got to know Lawsy quite a bit, because the Liverpool ladies used to train at our training ground. So spoke to her all the time and just asked her a couple of weeks ago, would you be up for it? There's plenty of goalkeepers, loads of girl goalies on the world, the way, female football has gone now. So, yeah, just sit down, have a chat, get forward some questions and, about how we started like you have and how difficult it's been, how lucky we've been. I've been 100% lucky throughout my career. But just a general chit-chat for feedback for the kids, for coaches, for whoever wants to turn up, really. Yeah,
right. I've got 2 more questions then. Yeah. What's your release away from football?
My family. Yeah, my family. I've got young kids, a 12-year-old, 10-year-old and a 4-year-old girl. So, my release would be them. It's great. I think my game changed after I had kids. It's the best feeling in the world was playing and winning. But when you play and win and you come home and your kids are there, I can't explain how great that was.
I'm exactly the same as that.
It's brilliant. It just makes you so relaxed. Like you come in, you're relaxed. They don't care, whatever. But when you win and you see them, that was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Enjoy golf. Don't really get to play it much, but
do any of us anymore?
Yeah, but no, I just kind of just go with the flow. Really, I'm not really
nice.
I'm kind of easy going, not really.
Just always sending everyone voice notes anyway, ain't you?
Yeah, I like a voice note.
You love a voice note.
I like a voice note because it's just easier, isn't it? It's not as hard as a phone call, and then you don't have to text. I was just like, voice messages.
See, obviously, I travel in with Owen O'Connor every day. So then, when I was saying to him, I've been messaging you, he goes, Betty sent you a voice note. And I opened up my phone and you'd sent me 2 1-minute ones. Really? I was like, oh, here we are.
Oh, see, that would have been on. And you can only do 1-minute ones. I hate that. So on Viber and Instagram, you can only send a minute. I'm like, sometimes I send like 10 of like 59 second whatever. But yeah, Bonesy, like I'll voice message and he'll text me back and I'll keep and he'll text me and I'm just like, maybe we should just ring each other. But it's so much easier. And I only figured out that if you hold the button and flip it, it stays on. You don't have to keep your finger on it. I only found that out a week ago. That's what I mean. That's how bad
you're learning. You're learning.
I am, yeah.
Right, and then final question. I always finish on this. But what does the Goalkeepers Union mean to you? It's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think I've probably already answered it. I think the union know what it's like to be in every situation in the goal. So we're a breed of, like, we know, like, outfield players are different. They have different things to bounce off or whatever. But when you're in goal, whether you're actually playing or you're watching as a goalie or you're on the bench, you know what's going through the goalie's head. You know what I mean? Makes an error or whatever. You know how difficult it is.
It's just an understanding.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect word. It's an understanding of, you know, we all train together. It's brilliant. That's great. But on a match day, I know how difficult it is. And that's why we get coaches, keeper haters, that. They just don't know. And goalies do, you know what I mean? Because they've been in that situation. And that comes back to my point about being that top level goalie coach. What makes a good goalie coach? I don't actually know how to answer that. I really don't, because there's loads of brilliant goalie coaches that have never played the game. But then, you know, there's people that have played the game and would be very sympathetic and very understanding.
Yeah.
Well, they make a good goalie coach, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Kind of the mental one. So I think that'd be the best answer I could give.
Yeah, class, right? Thank you very much for coming on, Joe, mate. It's been a class episode. Really enjoyed it.
Pleasure, bud. Thank you.
Hope you have a safe train journey home on the tube as well.
So do I.
Massive thank you to our sponsors for being part of the show. This is the Yours Mine Away podcast with me, Mark Howard. Please make sure you subscribe across all platforms and also on YouTube. Thanks a lot, guys.
What a save from Mark Howard.